Hi, thank you for being here. So I am Quinn Red Mountain, and it is our new moon circle for our labyrinth, and it's the first new moon of the Gregorian year 2021. It's also the first new moon after winter solstice. In Western astrology, it's in Capricorn, and I often myself don't particularly look too deeply into the energy of the astrological sign, the animal for the sign or the archetype. But this time, the fact that it's a mountain goat, a goat, really struck me. I think that that's a very helpful animal ally for this next moon. Because I don't know if you've ever watched mountain goats walk up a rock cliff or up a sharply stoned mountain, but they're amazing. And they have incredible stability in very difficult terrain. And so that might be something that might be a helpful image for you. So how these circles go is that we have some people in the Zoom room, so we connected first and did some divination of some blessings. I have 3 blessings that I will share with here in the recording at the end of our recording. And then there is a 10-minute video of generally now, since we're doing the Zoom version of this, it's we either do one for that particular moon, new or full, or we play one from a previous new or full moon. And this time I pulled one from the past, and it was recorded new moon in April of last year. We had a building here in Tucson, and because of COVID, we closed it in the following month after this recording. And it was also Earth Day. And so there's no other people around. It's just you and me, basically, we're walking the lit labyrinth. And so new moon is a important time for new, right? So planting seeds, tending new ideas. As our lovely friend Dee would say, making wishes on the new moon. And so during the recording of the video of the walk, it is an excellent time. We'll be going in. There's a moment or two, a little while in the center, and then we walk back out. And so it is a wonderful time as you are watching the back and forth of the lights to acknowledge, maybe, since this is the first new moon of this new transition, where have you been? What have you learned? What are you letting go with the past year? And maybe an intention or a wish or a dream that you could actually say to yourself or write down while you are walking the labyrinth. For those of us around Web of Life who have been around for a while, it's also the first new moon after our dear friend Dee passed in December. And I realized that this morning, and so it made it a little more personal for me. And I would imagine people who knew her, because Dee would always play the flute, well, when she could, but a lot at our full moon labyrinths. And then for over 5 years, every new moon, starting in the new moon in Aries, which is next new moon, I don't know, like years ago, she would do a new moon circle. And so her circle would always have writing down wishes, intentions, every circle, every month. And so that holding that in mind, that is something, especially because it's the beginning of the year, I think it's a good time. Even if you could write down at least one thing, a commitment, a wish, something that you're working towards, and then you could put it away and look at it later. Also, to honor Dee, I took out the original audio of the time when I walked last April, and I instead put in 2 different clips of Dee playing the flute, and in between that is some drum. And to have something different and unique and for Dee. Also, this coming Monday, we're having our honoring circle for Dee. So she's been on my mind. And, you know, there's a lot of potent, challenging stuff going on right now, a lot of loss all around, and a lot of frustration. I specifically wore my heart earrings because I needed to add a little bit more love into my vibe, because I've been screaming at the TV a little bit, you know. So anyway, lots of stuff to let go and lots of stuff to manifest and create. And this is going to be a big year for us. Okay, so the flow of the video is that it starts at the entrance of the labyrinth. And if anyone hasn't walked a labyrinth before, there's no dead end. So you'll follow me around and it will go back and forth, and then we'll end up in the center. And there is a message in the center, and in the center is when it moves from the first flute to the drum, and then the drum goes for 5 minutes or so, and then it turns back to flute with the background drum. And so there's the going in. Maybe what are you bringing to the center to leave in the center? And you'll see my hand in the center. And that you could use that as a proxy, right, for you, that you could imagine yourself leaving things in the center, knowing that the earth will take it. And so then there's, what do you want? Do you want to say your wishes in the center? It's a little bit of time. It's not just, you know, quick. And so you can hang out there in the center for a minute and do what you need to do. And then I stand up and we move out together. And then you could think about it from here forward. Maybe it's from here to the next full moon, or maybe here in the next month, and also the next year. Maybe there's some things that you want to say to yourself, or maybe wishes, or, you know, the filling back in, like what's your intention? And then we come to the outside again and it stops. And then I'll share the 3 blessings from sometime in the past that I found today. Okay, so here we go. Well, that was a beautiful labyrinth. As far as the recording, the first flute was when Dee and Elizabeth and I were in the White Mountains 2 summers ago, and she played her flute there, and you could hear the wind in the trees, and it was her loon flute. So that sound she was making, it was like imitating a loon bird. And then the second flute was recorded by our friend Phil in Sabino Canyon at one of our many Sabino Canyon outings to drum together and have a wonderful time back in the days when we could have a wonderful time together. So that could certainly be a wish, right? Like by the end of this next year, come on, getting together. Let's hope so. Yeah. Okay, so these 3 blessings, they're for all of us. And I was cleaning my house today, and this happens sometimes because it's been multiple years that we've used these papers for blessings, right? And so it's part of the idea is you bring one home, and back in the days when we could gather in person, and then you might find it at some point. So I found all 3 of these today. I have no idea which year they were from, but let's say that these are for all of us. The first one is, may you honor what is sacred to you. Good one. Second one, may your health be strong and your body wise. Yes, that's a very important one. Now more than when it was first written. Here's a good one for the new moon of the new year. May I release any resistance to trying new things. And on that note, for Web of Life Animus, we have in a month, in a week, multiple opportunities to get together through this format about various subjects. We do this labyrinth virtual circle twice a month on the new and the full moon. It helps us keep in the flow of the cycles, and so those are opportunities. We have an Animus gathering every Saturday, the 1st through the 4th at 1 o'clock. This is all Mountain Standard Time. And there's a couple different versions of that in the month. And then there's multiple circles about all kinds of different subjects, healing and activation, all kinds of different things. And I think that this next year is a year of gathering ourselves. There's going to be, quite a bit asked of us in a variety of ways, even just like staying healthy or being healthy, or if we're not healthy, healing up. And there's so many needs. So gathering ourselves, also being able to gather with others to keep ourselves okay. And so I look forward to being able to connect with you in whatever way suits you of the things I just mentioned. So may the mountain goat be our guide. May we know the teeny little ledges that can hold us, and may we plot our course that way, step by step. So please be well and be careful. There's not a lot of room for mistakes or oops or lots of things right now. Okay. Blessed new moon to you. Until full moon.